Hello everyone, welcome back to Luke's Movie Talk. We'll go over some of the most recent movies I've been watching. And for this video I'll be looking at the new movie, The Menu. But just before I get into that, I uploaded a review for the new movie, Glass Onion, that came out in cinemas recently for a 1 week time, before it goes on to Netflix next month. So if you're interested, go give that a watch, and make sure to like, subscribe to keep up to date with all future episodes. Okay, so let's get into a quick overview of the plot for The Menu. So basically the plot is that this group of very high class people and very important people get invited to this very secluded high level restaurant, and it's on an island. They have to get this boat to go there, and it's very secluded, very like pristine and very exclusive for people, and you have to pay a lot of money to get there. And I think it's Ralph Fiennes is his name. He is the cook and the chef, and he's basically in control of everything. And they get there, they have their meal. It's looking kind of weird. The staff are very cult-like, almost. They follow his word to a T, and they live in very strange quarters, like an army setting. It's very strange. And throughout the night, things escalate. People die, people get injured. But the meals continue, and Ralph Fiennes basically keeps all the people there. And we find out throughout the film why these specific people are there, and why he wants to try and kill them. But Anya Taylor-Joy's character is very not connected to everyone, and we find out why, and it just escalates, goes crazy. It's a lot of black humour as well, so it's going to be very interesting to see how it continues over. But overall, I love this film. It was so strange, but also unnerving and terrifying. The cast was great, with Ralph Fiennes, or Ray Fiennes, being the highlight. He is so crazy, intimidating. You can't take your eyes off him. He's such a strange character because he's just a chef at the end of the day, but he's doing these absolutely off-the-wall things. He's drowning people. He gets the other staff to cut someone's finger off. He gets one of the other chefs to shoot himself because he failed and didn't do well. And he's basically almost like a cult leader to these people. Watching him torment the guests is terrifying. Like, he makes them stay in their seats and enjoy the meals. Like, he wants people to enjoy the food. And these people are taking all the enjoyment out of it, and that's why he brought them here, to torment them and kill them in the end, because they've taken the joy out of cooking for him. Anya Taylor-Joy's character was the odd one out and the only guest that really had a chance of surviving, and she uses everything to her advantage. So basically, we find out that Nicholas Holt's character invited Joy's character as a last-minute replacement for another guest, and Fiennes' character is like, why are you here? Who are you? And she's basically the odd one out. She shouldn't be here because she isn't particularly a person that Fiennes' character wants to get rid of. She's just kind of been invited last minute, and she gets invited to join the staff. She ends up betraying them, and then she ends up somewhat befriending Fiennes' character, and ends up escaping in the end because they come to an understanding about how the world is just full of people that take advantage of artists and people that want to make things, and it's just a kind of a strange relationship they create over the film. Nicholas Hoult is playing a very snobby food fanatic. He was great at this, and watching him be unfazed by everything was outrageous and unnerving. So we see multiple times where someone gets their finger cut off, one of the staff members shoots themselves, people are getting like almost like made to stay where they are, like. And Holt's character is just unfazed. He's watching it all happen. All he's worried about is the food. And it's very odd to watch because everyone's looking at him like, why is he so calm? And we find out later that he was in on it with Fiennes to try and get on the island because he really wanted to get there. And then Fiennes hates him for this because he's such a foodie, and he ruins it and takes all the fun out of the cooking. So he brought him here to basically ruin him. The rest of the cast, from the food critic to the out-of-touch movie star, all play their roles well and created a group that felt like real people and not cardboard cutouts of stereotypes. So it wasn't just generic banker, it wasn't generic movie star or generic food critic. Over the film we get to meet these characters and learn a bit about them. We get to feel like we know them a bit more and not just feel like they're generic people. We get to know them and understand them, and you understand why Fiennes' character hates them because of the way they act and treat people, and you kind of feel for him and why he's doing this to them. Even though he's a bad person for killing them, you understand why he hates them so much. The staff of this secluded restaurant feel intimidating and unnerving, almost like a cult, as I said before, who would do anything for Fiennes' Julian Slowik, which is his character's name, even killing themselves. So one of them shoots himself, and then at the end of the film they all set themselves on fire and everything. They're basically just following his instructions word for word and will do anything it says. It's really weird. Like, at one point in the film, Joy's character is told to do a task, and a staff member is basically like, "You're not going to replace me," and tries to kill her. And it's like, what is going on? They're like brainwashed to like follow his exact orders. It's so strange. Throughout the film, there is the right amount of black comedy, dark humour to balance the horror aspect. And then one moment we see someone die, and then the next we get a flashcard of the next meal, like a TV show, like nothing's wrong. So it's really funny, like, oh, this horrible stuff's happening, and then look at this lovely meal that's about to come out. And it's very funny because it's like, oh, these horrible things, and like, look at this nice meal. It's a nice balance between, oh, the gory stuff going on screen, and then the stuff that finds his character. Oh yeah, enjoy this food that I'm making for you, even though you're going to die. It doesn't matter in this. Enjoy this food. It's just funny to watch. Apart from a few scenes, the vast majority of the movie is set in the restaurant in the one room, which gives it a very trapped feeling. So all the people are basically in their chairs in this one room, just watching as Slowick is basically just waiting to kill them at the point, and he's basically just cooking them a few more meals, and then he's gonna kill them all. Outside, they get brought back in, and they're all trapped, and they can't do anything at this point, and they're basically just waiting to die almost. The revelation that all the guests had played a role in ruining Slowick's life shows how crazy and angry he is. So we get examples of how the critic is just ruining restaurants and all their livelihoods. The people like Holt's character ruining the fun and taking all the interest and the mystery out of cooking. The bankers that try and own these artists. The movie star, which this was kind of a very stupid reason, I thought, but he brought him here because he made a bad movie and his Sunday really bad. And I thought, oh, okay, that's kind of mean. Movie's subjective, so I don't know why he would treat him like that, but I understand why. He's a very crazy character, and he's basically anything that these people have done to hurt him in any way, whether it be a movie or try and control him, he just doesn't like him and wants to get rid of him. The egotistic restaurant reviewer, the returning guest that doesn't care about the food, or even the movie star for who once ruined his weekend. Slowick is absolutely crazy. Like, the person that came to the restaurant multiple times, he just couldn't remember the dishes. I understand why he wouldn't like him, because he's trying to put all of his emotions and all of his like thoughts into the meals he's making for him, but he just doesn't remember. He doesn't care. And the movie star, he made a bad film. I felt very sorry for him because anyone can make a bad film, but all the other people are very like, they ruined Slowick's life. The ending with Joy's character playing to Slowick and escaping makes sense because he related to her, and she originally wasn't meant to be there. So they talk throughout. They understand that she wasn't originally meant to be there, and they come to an understanding because I think she's either an escort or something, and they try and do their best to make people happy, and they kind of bond over that. And at the end of the film, she gets him to make her burger because he used to be a like chef in like a burger joint, and he basically comes to an understanding with her and lets her go as a result. A lot of the gruesome scenes, fingers getting cut off, shot in the head suicides, burning everyone, and then the hanging suicide of Holt's character, he doesn't shy away from the gore at all. It's not too grotesque, but it's just enough to make you wince a bit and be like, oh my goodness. And it's a good like balance to, we got the funny bits with all the cutaways to these nice meals, and then we got these horror bits as well, so it's a nice balance of everything. But overall, I had a great time with this film. There wasn't much wrong with it. I had such a fun time. Anyone that likes these kind of dark humour, kind of horror, I recommend you give this a try because it was such a fun time, and the cast made it all that much better. But yeah, that's my thoughts on this film. If you like this video, make sure to leave a like and subscribe to keep up to date with all future episodes. Until next time, I will see you all later.